Hey everyone, welcome back to another home vlog. Now this is a video that has been much requested and I have been teasing it for a good long while. But soup season continues and we are going to be tackling the lobster bisque. Now having said that, I do have to tell you, there is going to be a little bit of a preamble before we get to that because I've mentioned in previous videos, I've had a little bit of a struggle trying to find lobster stock, which is what the recipe calls for. I saw I could probably order it online and all that kind of stuff, but I do want, like, when it comes to seafood, I want fresh and I want to, I don't want to cheap out on this. So Steve and I have decided we're actually going to go up to the little gourmet market that we like to go to and get 2 lobsters. We're going to get 2 fresh lobsters and we're going to make like lobster rolls. I don't know if we're going to make it tonight or tomorrow, but we're going to do that, and then we're going to save the lobster shells, and I will make my own homemade lobster stock. And then from there, I can make the lobster bisque. So it will be a bit till we get to the bisque, but trust me, it is coming in this video. In the meantime, though, I can show you how we make lobster rolls because they are absolutely fantastic. It is Friday today, so we are halfway through Caleb's fall break, and you guys, we have been so unsuccessful with Arizona Restaurant Week. We haven't done, we've done one. We've done one restaurant and it is the final weekend. So we are getting ready right now. We're gonna go have a nice lunch. We're gonna try somewhere new. We'll take you guys along with us. And then after that, we're gonna go pick up our lobsters. So we are in the car right now. And as soon as we started driving, it started to sprinkle. And Steve pointed out, we're driving right into that.
Yeah. Yay, us.
Well, it's really coming down now. We're definitely driving into this. And what's so frustrating, it has not rained at all this entire week. And Caleb and I have been the biggest homebodies doing absolutely nothing. We decided to go out for lunch and...
Here we go.
All right, we are off the freeway, but man, it is still raining like crazy. This is insane. And like Steve pointed out, we got blobs up there on the sunroof. All right, so the rain did kind of subside a little bit, so this is good. Yeah. And we just now realized the restaurant we're going to is right next to one of our favorite restaurants, Hula's, which we've done numerous times. So if this place turns out to be a little too busy, because it is restaurant week, we can always jump somewhere else. Oh geez. So this is like Party Central, if you didn't know. And like, can you imagine being on one of those things right now? One of those moving bars in the rain?
No, thank you.
Oh man. So luckily we've got this like awning, and the restaurant is apparently, I'm switching to my iPhone by the way, because I didn't want to bring the good vlogging camera out in this, but I think we're gonna be okay, right?
Yep, but I need to tell you something.
Okay.
One time, it wasn't like this Monday, like it wasn't like a Monday that already passed, it was like a different Monday. It was like a long time ago.
Uh-huh.
It wasn't like a very, very long time ago.
The little river.
Whoa.
Yep, I see. Had it was Monday and I had gymnastics on Monday.
Oh yikes, that was scary.
Scared me. I had gymnastics on Monday and there was a dust storm on Monday when I had to go to gymnastics. And actually there's a dust storm and I couldn't go. That's why I skipped it.
Oh, check this thing out. We got like a xenomorph made out of like, looks like bicycle chain. Okay, so here's the sign. This is where we're going. We're going to this place called Beginner's Luck. Oh, and there it is. Perfect, okay. That looks cute. So I wanted to share this little restaurant with you guys that we found. Again, it was called Beginner's Luck, and it was just one of the few places we managed to hit up for Arizona Restaurant Week this year. It's kind of funny though, because they weren't actually offering a Restaurant Week menu over lunch. It's only dinner. But regardless, we had a really nice time. As you can see, it's a small, little intimate space. So we didn't vlog too much. We just grabbed a little bit of footage to show you guys. Now, one of the things that originally drew Steve and I to this restaurant was that they offer the original chopped salad. Now, this is a salad that a handful of restaurants in the Scottsdale area serve. I think it has to do with, it's a recipe by like the people who own these restaurants. but it is smoked salmon, couscous, arugula, pepitos, Asiago cheese, currants, dried sweet corn, tomatoes with a buttermilk dressing. It kind of looks like and is served in the same way that the Cobb salad is at the Hollywood Brown Derby, but it's very different in taste, but it is to die for. This thing is so good. Like I said, Steve and I literally came to this restaurant just to get this salad. So we split that for our appetizer. For our entrees, however, they were still on brunch, and Steve went with the chilaquiles. Now this had a red sauce, it had eggs, corn tortilla chips, slow roasted pork, and some avocado. It was very tasty. I went with their Lucky Burger, and this thing was a home run. It had white cheddar, grilled onions, chili sauce, homemade mayo, lettuce on a brioche bun, and those French fries were cooked to perfection. Highly recommend this one if you're ever at Beginner's Luck in Old Town Scottsdale. And Caleb, he's always got a sweet tooth for brunch, and he went with what they call my rich uncle's French toast. This is challah 5-spice coconut pecan streusel, salted butterscotch syrup, and whipped cream. And you can tell just by looking at it, this thing was the showstopper. It was so delicious. But yeah, a really nice, fun, cute little spot.
Bye.
So we have finished up. That was delicious. And I have to say, I've never been in this little, kind of like this little nook.
grotto,
This is
yeah.
kind of cute.
Yeah.
Got a little coffee shop and ice cream shop right here.
Tarot readings.
Oh, tarot readings. Okay. Maybe they could have told us to avoid the storm.
So I'll have to admit, the wonderful thing about the storm is this is the deadest I've ever seen this area.
Yeah.
So it's nice for us to actually take it casual. Also, like I have to call it this quap. I just got my hair done and she did something crazy. I'm trying to like calm it down.
Yeah, Steve's not kidding. So this is called Old Town Scottsdale, and this place is like the hot spot on like Friday and Saturday nights. And then just right there, you can see my tip of my finger, the white building. That's Hula's. That's the little Hawaiian tiki bar that we go to regularly. If you've been watching our home vlogs for a long time, but yeah, this place it's like, I mean, there's a lot of cars, but there's no people out. This is like
kind of a ghost town.
Weird.
Yeah.
Okay, so with lunch wrapped, we have made our way. We're doing a little bit of shopping today. So we're hitting up Barnes & Noble because Caleb has a Barnes & Noble gift card that he's itching to spend.
Yeah, because actually I had like that big thing. It has like that little blue pen. You just write and it like does like kind of like but it's like colors, like it's a weird, like the colors are like very like kind of like a rainbow.
Okay, so we got, we're doing this quickly because we're trying to beat the storm. But now we are at AJ's Fine Foods, our little, like our gourmet grocer to get lobsters. Yeah, when we left Scottsdale, the storm was pretty intense. And I think we kind of like beat it, right? But now it's coming. Okay, here they are.
So we got lucky because we only got there's only 4. We need 2 of those.
Yeah, but actually, the last time I came here, there's like.
I'm jumping in here really quick because I'm so bummed out. First of all, I love Caleb's face here. But he was, okay, look at the clip. Do you see this? Look at the waveforms. The audio just drops right here.
There's only 4. We need 2 of those.
Yeah, but actually, the last time I came here, there's like.
The audio just like stops. He was telling us this like cute story about the lobsters, but yeah, my phone just dropped the audio. I even checked the actual clip on my phone and it does the same thing. Has that ever happened to you guys? That's so odd.
Pretty cool, right? Do you want to see it, buddy?
Yeah, see.
Okay, so I think we're doing pretty good. We got, Steve found a huge sale on bourbon here. They have good bourbon here, I guess.
They do. They have a really good sale. It's 25% off. So, like, I know that Mike loves this for his old fashioned, so we'll do that.
Perfect. But as you can see, more importantly, we got all the stuff to make 2 things, the lobster rolls, and I'm gonna go ahead and make the lobster stock like right away.
Okay.
Because I want fresh, and so yeah, I think I got everything.
Okay, perfect.
Okay, so when it comes to the brioche, this is like our favorite brand, the St. Pierre, but we're getting the 6 brioche hot dog rolls.
Oh, that's
so
top cut.
Yeah, top cut. So that's perfect for lobster rolls.
Yeah.
All
Top
right.
sliced, sorry.
Oh yeah. By the way, we are getting the lobsters. They're steaming them here for us, so we don't have to do that ourselves. So we just have to wait for like 15 minutes. But yeah, that's nice. Speaking of waiting for 15 minutes, I can hear the thunder.
We're seeking shelter right now, so that's what we're doing right now. So we are enamored with the bread selection here.
One of the things I absolutely love about this cute little shop is that they have so many fun, like holiday themed candies here on their end caps. I can always find real, like there's like the kind of like name brand stuff, but Some of this stuff is just really, really cute, and I don't really see it anywhere outside of this place. They always just look like so fun and festive, so obviously they're getting ready for Halloween. Oh, I love these things. How cute is this? These are like those little gummy bears. What flavor is this one? Oh, they have it covered up, so you can't really see. That looks really yummy. This looks cute. A haunted house with candy tasting collection. There's lots of fun stuff here. Oh, look at that. Oh, and then check out all the fun like Halloween stuff. Look at this martini glass. Ghost goo. That'd be fun. Maybe like a green. Have Steve make an apple martini in there. Okay, so as you can see, we are back home. We made it just in time. We got out of Dodge from that rain because it was really crazy, you guys. I felt kind of embarrassed, I have to admit, because I did receive a warning on my phone saying like, if you don't need to leave your house, don't. But the funny thing was they sent out two. One was for a dust storm, and it didn't look that bad, but I kind of missed the flood warning one. So I felt kind of stupid as we're driving up to Scottsdale just for a fun lunch, and like all this water was coming down. I was like, oh my gosh, please, I hope we're gonna be okay. But we were fine. But we did get all of our groceries, which is great. So I got plenty of stuff to make the lobster rolls, and then to make the lobster stock. But the great thing is, like I said, they steamed the lobsters for us. So we didn't have to like rush home and do it right away. So the lobsters are just kind of in our fridge right now. And I think Steve is going to take the meat out of that, out of the shells tomorrow. And I think we'll do lobster rolls tomorrow because both Steve and I, we are still so full from lunch. That place was fantastic. Highly recommend. You know, we always get messages from you guys like, oh, I have a layover in Phoenix, or we're visiting family, whatever. Where do you guys recommend? That place was very, very good. And they're open for lunch and dinner. Again, it was called Beginner's Luck. But yeah, very, very tasty. Steve is over here working on his Frankenstein puzzle, which I think we introduced in the last video.
So it's the world of Frankenstein. So that's the finished product. We're making some pretty good progress here.
Yeah, and there's little man.
Yeah. So yeah, we're all doing our own little thing, but especially Caleb's picking up his mess so we don't trip on the stairs, right? He does like to play with stuff on the stairs.
Yeah.
Like that, but we're all cleaning up, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you.
But then down here, I wanted to show you, this was a book I just picked up while we were at Barnes & Noble. It's a retelling of Hansel and Gretel, but check it out. It's by Stephen King. I thought this was so interesting. I thought this was so cool. And then the illustrator, I don't know if you're familiar with this name, Maurice Sendak. I think I'm saying that right. He is the Caldecott winning artist who did the illustrations for books like Where the Wild Things Are and stuff. So I just thought this was so cool. It was a little pricey, but it is a hardcover book. But as you can see, it's pretty dense. Like this is quite the retelling. They say it's a retelling, reimagining of the classic story, you know, as only Stephen King can do. So I thought that would be pretty cool.
So, funny story about Hansel and Gretel. Mike wanted us to go see an opera while we were in Paris.
Yes, that's true.
So we went to the Paris Opera House and we watched this. However, it was in German, so we watched it with subtitles on top of that. Quite the experience, but apparently this is part of our history.
You know, and I can honestly say, so it was the very first time we ever went to Paris, and I was like, we're going to be right by the Paris Opera House. Like, hello, fam of the opera. We have to go see an opera.
Our hotel was called the Hilton Opera House Hotel, so you kind of had to do it. Right?
Yeah.
So we did.
It was fun.
It was an experience.
Because actually, don't get close, Daddy.
Oh, okay.
You're
close.
I have something like hiding, and I blowed it up pretty big. And
Oh,
guess
yeah?
what it is? I'm gonna give you the hint of this sound.
What was that?
It didn't pop.
Oh, okay. I'm guessing it's a balloon.
I think you're.
Oh, yeah? Whoa. Oh, my
Oh,
goodness.
shoot, get that.
Caleb. So, but yes, we are just kind of hanging out. It's Friday night. We have no immediate plans. We kind of did all of our fun stuff this afternoon. So I think we're going to end tonight here, and then we will pick this up tomorrow, and I think we're going to start right with lobster rolls. Well, hello, and happy Saturday. You guys, I wasn't going to start the vlog this early. I mean, it's not that early. It's what? It's like 2:30 in the afternoon, right? But it's so funny because it almost looks like it's night because, as you saw yesterday, the rains just started pouring down here in Arizona. And so it has been gloomy all day long. And it's been kind of like in and out drizzling and stuff. So there's like a whole vibe going on. And you would think with a vibe like that, like, oh, wouldn't it be nice to like make a nice cup of cocoa or some coffee and like curl up and read a book? No, that's not what's happening today. So for those, you know how we have our haters and they're always like, oh, I don't like the Magic Dads. They're not relatable. They just like, all they do is like eat fancy dinners and drink cocktails and jet set to Disney all the time. First of all, we're not daily vloggers. We only turn the camera on when something spectacular like that is happening. But let me tell you about my day that I wasn't actually thinking about vlogging. So admittedly, we have let Caleb go way too long with letting his room just get to you guys, it is a mess. It is a mess. I won't even turn the camera on it because I'm so embarrassed. But today was the day we were like, we have to tackle this today, bud. We've got to do something about this. It's out of control. So Caleb and I are doing that. And, you know, and it reminds me of those awful days I had when I was a little kid. My mom would occasionally like let my sister and I, like our rooms would get to the point where it was just awful, or our playroom. And my mom would just be like Saturday morning being like, okay, roll up your sleeves, we're cleaning this. Power cleaning mode, we're getting this done. And it would be like the worst Saturday. It's like the worst because it would take all day long. My mom would put on her old records. The house would like smell like Pledge. Like it was just no fun for a kid, right? I hated it. And yet here I am now playing the role of my mother with Caleb. And I've got my phone up there playing my music. We're playing like Barbra Streisand. We're trying to clean his room. I'm trying to keep him focused and on task. It's no fun. But then I get a message from Steve, who he went out and did some errands real quick, only to have his car break down because I guess water got in the engine or something. I don't know. He'll be back in a little bit to tell us what happened. But currently he is waiting for a tow truck because his car is just not working. So he's having that experience while Caleb and I are up in his room just going through this horrible mess. So yes, super glamorous, fun Saturday, right? Not what I was expecting, I have to admit. So, but let me tell you, yes, we will later tonight have cocktails and lobster rolls, but until then, it's cleaning and tow trucks. Oh man, check it out. It's like really coming down now. All right, look who's back.
So did you fill them in?
I only said that like it looks like your car broke down.
Yes. So my car broke down. Brand new car. Apparently the water yesterday and driving through it probably caused some issues. So yeah, the drivetrain just stopped working. So I'm like on a busy road and all of a sudden it just starts. And I'm like, oh gosh. So I quickly pulled into a parking lot and I was stuck there. This rain was happening as well while I'm trying to arrange a tow truck, an Uber driver and everything. But I'm home without my car for God knows how long.
At least you're safe though, right?
Yeah, we love that. We love that. It's one of those things that is so close to home, but just not home, right?
Yeah.
So it's like, gosh. But anyhow, I'm home safe without a car. We'll figure out how that gets fixed later on.
Okay, so jumping ahead a little bit, I think I have done enough in Caleb's room. I can't take it anymore. So I think I'm done for the day. And Steve is now going to get started on our lobster rolls because this probably comes as no surprise. I refuse to touch lobsters. I just can't. It just creeps me out so much. So I have tasked it to Steve. Whoa, check it out. Okay. Oh my God, it's so gross. So you know what you're doing?
I've watched a few videos.
Okay.
I'm going to follow those videos. And then you said there's like a trick with the legs. A lot of people just said you typically suck it out. I'm not going to do that.
Oh, yeah.
So we'll figure that out. So
I'm not going to film Steve the entire time because that'll just make him nervous. But I just wanted to... Well, you know, sometimes I get self-conscious when you film me, especially with my knife skills and stuff. But I figured if people wanted to see this lobster... Oh, my. Yeah, I can't touch that.
So this is going to be the good stuff for your stock, right? So we'll take.
Oh yeah, probably.
But there's some meat in here as well. But there's also like I don't know what it's called, but it's like the gross gray.
Oh yeah.
Looking stuff.
Yeah.
I guess people eat that. We're not going to eat it, so I'm just going to take off what I can here, right? So.
Okay. All right. So this is a juicy lobster.
Yeah, it is.
Juice is flying all over the place.
I don't know what this is, but it's kind of gross.
Oh, okay.
But Anyhow, I was able to keep, look at this. I think I did a pretty good job.
Yeah.
I was able to keep the tail all together.
Uh-huh.
And then look at the claw.
Claw looks good.
And
Look at that.
Next up, I will focus on the knuckles. So there's a lot of good meat in here. Mm-hmm. And then typically, it's more work than it's worth, but we'll try to get some of that meat out of the legs.
So Thomas Keller said he takes a rolling pin and then rolls it over the legs. And like in this picture here, you can kind of see how it like, I guess it like, he says it like spaghettis out or something. Will cause a strand of lobster meat spaghetti to emerge when you roll it. Can you see that? I don't know how well that'll work. Check it out. So this is all gonna be for my stock. It's a lot. How's it going?
It's good. It's a tedious task.
Yep, and I.
Watch out, Caleb. You might get squirt.
Yeah, it squirts. You can see over there, the rain is pouring down.
Yep, and I'll move this so you can see it better.
Oh, it looks like Steve got it to work. Oh, yikes. Oh, hey, look at that. Interesting.
Not the
So
most
it's just like a
attractive looking
tiny
thing.
little piece.
Kind of gross to see that. But lobster, like, listen, I know it's like like a luxury item, but
Oh, look at that.
I don't know.
Hey, waste not, want not, though, right?
Yes, that's right. Having said that, there's probably a significant amount of meat in the actual body that I didn't break down because I think we have enough for our rolls, and I really want to impart as much flavor as we can into the lobster bisque.
Okay, I need to go check to see what Caleb's doing. Okay, we have to turn the camera on. This is a throwback.
Really? It's not the exact same.
Hold on.
After I checked out, I was like, oh.
Okay, so we got to tell everybody what happened. We weighed the lobster meat, and we're way under what the recipe calls for. Right. So I'm like looking at the recipe, and of course, then I see at the very bottom it says, "Note: this amount of meat requires 5 lobsters."
Yeah, we got 2.
So Steve's like, "I'm gonna run out and go get some lobster tails."
Yeah.
And I was like, "Okay." And so we're trying to figure out what we want to pair the lobster with, and see. We decided collectively we're gonna make a bread and cheese board.
Yeah, charcuterie.
Yeah. So Steve got a nice French baguette for us. We got some nice cheeses. Well, we got a mousse. I don't know what this is. What is this? Mousse truffé?
It's like a pate.
A pate. Okay, wow, fancy. And we've got this one here. We got some brie. Hi, bud. And look, he got us a Stilton. Wait, what? Reduced Stilton?
It's not quite Stilton.
So we've had clearance brie in the past, and now we have clearance Stilton.
I'm sure it'll be good.
I'm dying.
Yes, I know. Come on.
What's hilarious too is that I think it was our fall vlog like how many years ago? It was the same kind of thing. We're like, we're doing home vlogs, it's fall. That's when we got the clearance spree.
Oh my god, what is this? Can I not read this? Oh my god, it's like calorie conscious.
Oh my
wines.
gosh, you got like
No, it's not.
clearance brie?
Well, it was on sale. Anyhow, it looks like it's.
Oh my god.
Okay, so it's not diet brie. They're just trying to keep the serving size down to wedges. So.
Oh, I'm not worried that it's diet brie. It's got a clearance.
Oh, I was
sticker
totally
on it.
worried about you eating diet brie because God knows if it's not up to my snuff, that's not going to work. So this looks like a Baby Bell brie. So
Yeah.
let's see.
I've never seen it individually packaged like that before.
Oh, but it doesn't have the rind. You hate the rind.
Okay, I guess that kind of
Winning.
All right, I'm gonna go ahead and try some of this.
Stop laughing. It's gonna be fine. It's gonna be fine.
I just think like of all the things you could get for like clearance at a grocery store, I'm not sure if cheese would be my first choice.
All right, there's a reason for watch that knife. There's a reason for it. Okay, so our local grocery store is going through renovation right now, so they're relocating the cheese area.
Okay,
so
that makes sense.
there's a lot of construction happening there. So I'm sorry that our cheese may be stinky cheese, but I'm sure it's still gonna be good. Does it taste like clearance brie? Oh God. You know what this means, folks? Is that I'm gonna have to go out to the store because I promised brie.
No, you know what it is? It's like I took too big of a piece of bread, so it was hard to like really taste it. But I think it's okay.
If it's not okay, I had to get back in the car and go get some.
No.
Good.
It's good.
Awesome. Good. He's not satisfied. Look at those eyes. Those eyes are not satisfied.
It doesn't, okay, two things. It doesn't have the best flavor. Like, I've had better brie before. And then also, it's got it's almost too soft. It's like whipped cream cheese. It's weird.
Well, I'm so happy I surprised you with brie.
Don't buy clearance brie.
It is a little bit, it's really soft. It's like warm brie. All right, it's a big piece of bread.
Well,
I'm enjoying it.
are you though?
I'm enjoying it. Like, I don't want to be doing open chewing and like spitting on the camera lens. Okay. The finished back half, you get that brie flavor, but it is super soft.
Oh well. You know what?
it
It doesn't matter because we only spent $2.49 on it. So.
Woohoo!
Okay, I told Steve, grab the camera. I just took a closer look. It says brie flavor spreadable cheese wedges.
Oh God.
So it's just brie flavor.
What the hell does that mean?
I don't know. It means it's not brie.
Apparently.
It's like the Velveeta of brie.
So yeah, it's a calendar thing apparently.
That's a new tradition for us.
I'll admit, I had a string of really messing up brie for a while there because that was the one time. It was clearance brie and it wasn't quite brie. It was brie flavor.
Right.
So
it was like those
really
little
bad.
packets.
I just, I like going shopping, but some things you just got to get on your own apparently.
Okay, so the kitchen is like a complete mess right now, so I'm very nervous to show you guys. But Steve cooked the lobsters, I chopped it up, and I have now put together our little lobster roll mixture. It's very, very tasty. I love it. Let me show you. So here it is. Yeah, the kitchen is such a mess. I had to move my cutting board to this area, which I never cut on. But check this out. It's so good. Now, this is a Thomas Keller recipe, so you know it's going to be good. But it's basically just, we've cut up our lobster, and we want those like kind of like bigger chunks. And then we've got some mayo in there, salt and pepper, obviously. But we've got some chopped herbs, including flat leaf parsley, chives, tarragon, which is what really makes this sing. I think it tastes really great as it is. I'm just going to squeeze a little bit of lime over it to give it a hit of acidity. And then this is like ready to go. And it's great because you can just keep this, cover it, put it in the refrigerator and keep it and just enjoy it as you'd like. Good morning, everyone. Okay, real quick, I know you're wondering, the lobster rolls, they were fantastic, but we'll talk about it later. It is about midday right now. Oh, gosh, I look awful. On Sunday, because you guys, we finished it. We were working on Caleb's room, as I showed you. I can now show you Caleb's room because it looks so much better. It's not completely perfect. It's not done yet, but it looks better. Coming down the hallway, I know I've showed you guys this before when I was showing you like our Haunted Mansion pictures, but I always kept this room, the door closed, because I was so embarrassed about how this room looked. But look, it looks so good now. It's nice and clean. We still have to like run a vacuum and stuff, but we got a lot of junk here that we got to go through yet, but it's looking so much better. You guys, I'm not joking. I'm so embarrassed to let you know. You could barely see the floor. It got so bad. But one of the reasons like we really wanted to tackle this room, one, we have this like really cute loft bed we got a while ago from Pottery Barn Kids. I think I may have vlogged that, but it's got this like built-in desk here, which I think would be perfect for Caleb when we're gonna do like our homework and stuff. I think it's a good space for him. Plus, we knew that if we clean this area out, we could fit his keyboard up here so he can just do that. I gotta start putting my finger in here because otherwise it throws off the focus. But yeah, so he's got this really cute bed, but it was such a mess in here. You couldn't even move. But the other reason why I wanted to tackle this is because I want to get him a new closet system. So this is like, there's nothing wrong with it. It's just like, this is like the stuff that came with the house, And I got this like hangings thing from Target years and years ago when Caleb was like an infant. But I would like to kind of demo this out a little bit and then kind of like repaint it, because I figure if you're going to do it right. And then there's this closet system I saw at Lowe's that's really nice just to give him some more function and drawers and stuff like that. He has this really nice dresser, which was, we got this from Ethan Allen. It's part of the Ethan Allen Disney collection they had years ago. If you can see the pulls have like little Mickey Mouses on them. I thought this was like such a cute little set. I mean, we kind of got everything from the Ethan Allen set that was Disney because this is kind of like his kid's room, but it's a lot left over from, when he was a baby. But yes, this room is finally done. We finally tackled it. It was a group effort. It took all three of us involved. So now we've got an enormous collection that has to go to donation. Steve was worried about how we were coming off. So to explain why we let the room get so bad, we were in a little bit of a standoff with Caleb because it was like, dude, this is your space. This is your room. You have to take care of it. You have to keep it clean. And if any of you guys have ever had kids of your own, you know how well that goes oftentimes, right? So, but we did agree it was to a point where he couldn't do it all by himself. So we had to help him out a little bit. But to his credit, he did do a very good job of getting things organized. He helped us, like, you know, we would hold things up, like, where is this going? Garbage, donation, or can we salvage it? Yeah. I also did take someone's approach I saw online when it comes to doing this, where it's like, I think it was actually Montessori, where it's like, if the pieces are, if it's broken or if it's missing pieces, just chuck it. There's no reason to keep it. And that really helped because I tend to be one of those like overly sentimental people about silly things. And I always think like, oh, maybe I could fix this. Maybe I could do this. And it never happens. So that definitely helped us power through this. But yes, as you can see, we now have quite the collection, quite the haul for Goodwill. A lot of the stuff I forgot he even had. That's stuff from like for like a 3-year-old, you know? But, well, except for the books. The Junie B. Jones, we're going to keep those. And we got a stack of books here that we're going to hold on to. This is actually going to our storage unit. But yeah, just, you know, a lot of stuff that we realized we didn't really need. But right now, everyone is like collectively taking a break. It's been a long morning. Yeah, so I think we're, like I said, we're just taking a little break right now. And then I think we're all going to kind of get ready for the day, maybe go grab a lunch or something. And then I've been reviewing the recipe because I still need to make my lobster stock. Ooh, maybe I'll do that right now. And then we're going to have lobster bisque tonight for dinner, which I will vlog the whole thing for you guys. Oh, here's another thing. This was Caleb's old Montessori bookshelf. We're actually going to get rid of it because it's not really practical for him anymore because he's got way more books than this would hold. Plus, it's kind of made for littler kids. I don't know if some of you guys remember this, but when Caleb was really, really little, is that you can actually see it in like our very, very first home vlog. When I went into Caleb's room to go wake him up. We used to do Montessori with him, and because when he was little, I read the book Montessori Toddler, and I kind of became obsessed. I was like, oh, this is the best. This is the way we want to do it. And unfortunately, it just didn't work very well for Caleb. You know, not every method, every style of parenting or, you know, child rearing is gonna work for every kid. And but I really wanted Montessori to work, but it didn't. I had to kind of like face facts after a while. We even had him in a Montessori school for a little bit. It just wasn't a good fit for him. It wasn't a good fit for us. But with Montessori, if you don't know, there comes a whole lot of like, you know, house kind of stuff, you know. If you guys might remember, we had down here, we had his little IKEA kitchen where he had access to, like, he could get his own water, his own dishes. That part of it worked really well for him, kind of like that self-reliance. That worked really well for him because he really liked doing that. But yeah, Steve always hated his Montessori rooms because it's like kind of like it's very like low profile, minimalistic, kind of flat furniture. And I went all out. He had the Montessori bed, he had the dresser, he had the bookshelf as you saw, and Steve would go in there. He's like, I feel so sorry for Caleb. It looks like he lives in a prison cell. But that's the idea of Montessori. It's just very simple, right? You know, you don't give your child too much, you know, you don't give them too many options because it can be overwhelming. But some of it worked out, but most of it didn't. But yes, we are getting rid of the last little bit of what we have in that bookshelf. So I just listed it on Facebook Marketplace and we'll see if anyone bites. By the way, I got the recipe out for the lobster bisque. For those of you interested, this is coming from the Delicious Disney cookbook. It's Delicious Disney, the fresh edition. Oh man, they have the mushroom arancini recipe in here from Citrico's. Oh, those are so good. But let's stay focused. Lobster bisque from Yachtsman Steakhouse. I was reading the recipe. It looks pretty simple. And it looks like it's going to take just a little over an hour. So I think we're good, but we do have to go to the store and get more lobster. So we're having quite the lobster fest over at the Miller Tate House this weekend. But hey, I've been promising you guys this for so long. Let's do it. Okay, so we went out and we had a nice lunch. And then as it usually goes, the day got away from us. So We hurried home. Steve is at the grocery store just getting some last minute stuff. I have to start making my lobster stock because once again I was kind of like pushing it off, and then Steve was like, "Are you sure it's gonna be like you have enough time?" And I'm like, "Yeah, sure, why not?" I didn't realize the lobster stock takes like almost 2 hours to make, and I was like, "Oh." Okay. So I have to get going on that because it looks like the lobster bisque tonight is going to be quite late, but hey, that's okay. We're gonna make it work. But I have my stock pot ready. I've got my veggies ready. So, by the way, real quick, because I'm sure I'm gonna get questions about this, the lobster stock recipe I found that looked pretty good is by Martha Stewart. No surprise there. And there were a couple of things that were optional. I think I'm gonna do both of them. One of them was that you could use a dry white wine in it. I think that adds some like complexity to it. So I'm gonna do that. And then it also was an option if you wanted to add a fennel bulb to it. And I figured, why not? Let's go with all the flavors. You know, I think it's gonna work really, really well with the Yachtsman recipe. So let's do it. So I'm having this recipe. I'm not making the whole thing because I don't need as much stock, but I've got 1 onion quartered. I've got a celery, a stalk of celery, and then 1 carrot. It's kind of down there. And then here, like I said, this was optional. I'm gonna do it. We're gonna have a fennel bulb. It says 1 fennel bulb, so I think I'll just cut it in half. Okay, so I did not do a very good job of reading this recipe all the way through. I got myself very familiar with the lobster bisque, and I just assumed that the lobster stock would be like throw everything in a stock pot, bring it to a simmer, and like you're good to go. No, that's not the case. Not only is this going to take like a couple hours, which I wasn't planning on, but I also have to now break the shells down. So I have to get all my lobster shells. It says to use either a hammer or a big rolling pin and break them down. So I guess I better get started on this. And of course, as is usual for our cooking vlogs, one of us is always at the store because there's always something we forgot. So I'm having to do this by myself. So wish me luck. So I've got these shells here and it said to do like wrap them in a clean kitchen towel. So I'll just do this. And then I've got this big ol' rolling pin and I guess I'll just like smash it down. And yeah, I'm gonna have to do this. Like, I'm gonna have to put the camera down. Unfortunately, I won't be able to get any footage of this, but I can do this. Okay, that looks pretty good, right? I got that like kind of cracked down. It looks like pretty flat. I think that's good. I just freaked out, you guys. I'm using my tongs because I don't want to touch the lobster parts. I used my tongs to get the stuff out of the Ziploc bag. And I went to pull it up, and it was very big. It was very, very big. It wasn't ending, and all of a sudden the little antennas came out, and you guys, it wasn't one of my finer moments. I freaked out. So, we're gonna be eating lobster bisque at midnight tonight because I'm gonna wait for Steve to come home. He can do this part. All right, Steve is here to save the day.
Once again.
I told everybody already. I used the tongs and I picked the lobster out of the bag, and the antenna touched my arm. Caleb came running in here. He's like, "What happened?" I like screamed.
It tastes good, doesn't look good.
So like, look at that thing. All right, so that is done.
Yes. And it's still it's a little juicy. So gross. Like everything that's touched this, I just wanted to go
I know.
outside right now.
All right, but we've got our parts. I'll just give you a little rundown in case you wanted to follow along. I've got 1 tablespoon of olive oil heating up in my stock pot. And the first thing we're gonna do is for about 3 minutes, we're going to toast our lobster shells. It says till it's just fragrant and don't let them blacken. And then like around 3 minutes, and then we'll add our vegetables. And it said to not stir them, which I thought was interesting, and let them sit for 3 minutes. And then we'll add our white wine. Steve picked it out. It's a Cake Bread Cellars Sauvignon Blanc, so it should be pretty good. But it looks like our oil is ready to go, so I'm gonna add our shells. We'll just give this a little bit of a stir. And yeah, I guess it just toasts for about 3 minutes.
Well, what do you think?
Looks pretty nasty.
Yum.
So after the 3 minutes, we will go ahead and add our vegetables. I'm just gonna give it a little toss real quick because it says to not stir them. It said to just kind of like leave them be. So, okay, that's good. I'm gonna leave it for 3 minutes. Okay, this is definitely getting fragrant. So after my 3 minutes of this, I'm gonna add my wine. This is 1 cup of dry white wine. And then I'm only gonna add half this can, and it's some chopped tomatoes. I'm gonna put that in there. I only need about half a can though, not too much. I'm gonna give this a little bit of a stir, and I'm gonna add my black peppercorns. We've got a bay leaf in there. We've got some thyme, and then some Italian parsley. We're gonna add, I'm just adding 2 1/4 quarts of water since I'm having this recipe. So at this point, we've got everything in there. So we'll bring this to a boil, and once it starts to boil, we'll bring it down to a simmer, and it's gonna simmer for 1 hour and 45 minutes. After that time, we will strain our stock, and I don't know if you can see it very well, but I've got an 8-cup measuring cup down there, and then I have a colander strainer just above that. So it will catch all of those ingredients, leaving us with just that stock. Now, even though I halved this recipe, I was left with 8 cups of stock, which was perfect because I only needed 6 cups for the bisque. Well, hello. All right. It has been quite a while since I saw you guys. You probably don't know that unless you watched our last video, but we had an issue making the lobster bisque last time. And boy, did that cause a firestorm in the comments section, but we'll talk about that in another video. And so tonight, after we've been talking about this, I feel like for the last month and a half, we are making lobster bisque. Steve is over here making dinner for Caleb, because I don't think Caleb's going to be crazy about lobster bisque for dinner.
He has a pretty basic sandwich. We're hanging out up front with him. He's playing on his Tesla and doing all that, so we're having a good day.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm excited about this, mostly because, are we going to talk about
Yeah.
footage? Okay.
Yeah.
So mostly, like, we got comments saying you don't get any redos in life, whatever. That's not the reason why we're redoing this. The reason
Right.
why we're doing this is because we actually like watching specific cooking videos, and that's what we want to go back and reference. And halfway through it, it just took a path down a weird grainy.
I hit the wrong button, and we lost a lot of good stuff.
But we're probably not going to throw out that footage. We're going to keep that.
No,
footage,
that's going to be the next video. We're going to make this a two for one.
Yeah, so you're going to get it. You're going to get the Twilight Zone version, and then you're going to get the regular version. So, but who doesn't love extra lobster bisque if you can have it?
Exactly.
Right? So yeah.
But yes, so I am going to get started on this lobster bisque because it does take about an hour, but you guys, it is so worth it. It is so delicious. This is one of those few recipes I feel that Disney has done a fantastic job of scaling it down and putting it in their cookbook, and it literally tastes exactly like it does when you order it at the restaurant. But I do want to give you a quick little run through before we get started on the ingredients you'll need in case you wanted to use this video to kind of like cook along with it. It's actually pretty easy. We're gonna need an onion, a carrot, we're gonna need some paprika, cayenne pepper, some tomato paste. You're gonna need some sherry wine and some brandy. I'm using this. This is the best we could find. It's Fairbanks Sherry. And then this is just like E&J Brandy XO. I don't really know what that means, but like I said, we've made this before and this works perfectly. You'll also need some heavy cream and then of course the lobster stock. We're also gonna be using 1/3 cup of arborio rice, but at the end, when we're done cooking, it's gonna pass through a blender to kind of smooth it out. That's where you're gonna get that really rich velvety texture. But yes, 1/3 cup of arborio rice. So I'm gonna use my Dutch oven here because I absolutely love this thing. But to this, I'm gonna set this over medium heat. Honestly, you guys, here's the deal. So the cookbook tells us to cook this over medium-high heat. I almost never cook that high. I always stick at medium. Now, granted, I'm usually using like all-clad stainless steel cookware. Tonight, I'm using my Le Creuset Dutch oven, and I feel like this style of cookware gets ripping hot really fast. So I almost never cook anything higher than medium. So that's just my 2 cents, however. So I've got to this 2 tablespoons of canola oil, and once that gets really good and going, I'm gonna then add my onion and my carrot. Now this is 1/4 cup of chopped Spanish onion and 1/8 cup of chopped carrot. We're gonna give this a little stir. Now the cookbook tells us to cook this for about 6 to 8 minutes. As you can see, this is just a very sparse amount of vegetable to saute. I don't think it's gonna take that long. I really think this is gonna probably take more about like 2 to 3 minutes. We just wanna get this like onion sweating and kind of soften the carrot just a bit. All right, yeah, seriously, this has not taken very long, and I'm already starting to see like a little bit of the caramelization with the onions. So we'll move on to the next step, which is to add 1/4 cup of tomato paste, 1/4 teaspoon sweet paprika, and a pinch of cayenne pepper. I'm just gonna cook this around for a bit. I love when the tomato paste gets really vibrant red. Shouldn't take more than 45 seconds to a minute. Next, we're gonna add, this is 3 tablespoons of brandy and 2 tablespoons sherry wine. Gonna use this to scrape bits from the bottom of the pot. Now it says we're gonna simmer this for 3 to 5 minutes, but I don't think it's gonna take nearly that long. This is looking really great, so I am going to now add my 1/3 cup of my arborio rice, and I'm gonna give that a stir. Now you'll see there's not a ton of liquid in here. This is kind of like a usual step when you're working with this type of rice. This is the kind of type of rice you would use to make risotto. So this is a really good opportunity to just kind of toast the rice just a bit. This is looking very nice and toasted, so I am going to now go ahead and add my lobster stock. Now this is just 6 cups of lobster stock, and then here's where it's all gonna sing. We're gonna add 2 cups of heavy cream. So let's just give this a nice stir to kind of incorporate everything together. Again, just a reminder, we're over medium heat, and that's actually per the cookbook. So though that's what I was already cooking, the cookbook actually does tell us to lower the heat a bit to medium. I'm just gonna hang out there, and we're gonna cook this for 20 minutes. You can see how it's kind of clumping on my spoon. You really wanna get that all kind of mixed together. Stir real good. So while our soup kind of comes together for the next 20 minutes, Steve is going to make us a cocktail.
Now this cocktail I've made 3 times.
Yes, but it's a good one.
Okay.
So
the first time I made it, it didn't fit within the video that Mike was making.
Right.
Then the second time I made it was with the crazy footage, which you'll see that one as well. And this will be the 3rd time.
Right.
So,
real quick, I hate to do this, but I have to clarify because I got so many trolls after me personally in particular. The reason it didn't fit is because you wanted to make the Black Manhattan, I think, for the French onion soup.
Yeah.
But I was like, oh, you should make it for the lobster bisque because that's the drink we ordered when we were at Yachtsman.
So that brings us to why we're even doing this in the first place. So why have we been having Black Manhattan in our mind? It's because we're talking about Yachtsman Steakhouse.
Right.
And that's exactly where Mike had this recipe, and he also had the Black Manhattan to start with.
Yes.
Now, when we were discussing it live, when we were at Yachtsman, we talked about how it's a little bit different than what we do at home. That's what we're going to prepare for you now, is how we actually prepare it.
Right.
Yachtsman Steakhouse, they use this liqueur. It's called Chinar. We called it Sinar, but thank you for helping us out. We're always learning, which is good. But what I usually do, and what most people do when you do a Black Manhattan, is use Amaro. So we are using Averna Amaro, and as you can see, it's a pretty dark.
It's very dark,
liqueur,
yeah.
which makes it a Black Manhattan. So I will go through the recipe right now. It's pretty straightforward. So you have 2 ounces of bourbon or rye, 1 ounce of your Averna Amaro, and 2 dashes of Angostura bitters.
Okay.
Now, having said that, this is a pretty standard recipe, but what I've noticed is that when you talk about these standard recipes, they're not really measuring up to a typical glass we see nowadays.
Yeah.
So they're typically measuring up for something like this. This is like a Nick and Nora glass, so that 2-1-2 fits in something a little bit small like that. By comparison, this is a traditional Manhattan glass. So pretty big difference,
Yeah.
right? So what I'm actually do is I'm going to measure it specifically for this glass, but you can just follow around, add it, make your own adjustments as you need. Again, 2-1-2, that's the easiest way you can remember this.
Right. Excuse Skylar in the background. Whenever the camera turns on, she's got to go crazy.
She's wilding, right? So anyhow, so we're going to use a bourbon tonight because I know Mike likes Buffalo Trace. So like I said, I'm going to ratchet this up a bit. Instead of 2 ounces, I'm going to do 3 ounces. Caleb's so sweet. He's over there spending time with Skylar so that she has her calm moments, right? All right, so this one's going to be 1.5 of the Averna Amaro. Like I said, it's 2 dashes. To do 1.5 recipe, I'm going to do 3 dashes. 1, 2, 3. Now, I don't know about you guys, but Angostura comes out really fast.
It does, yeah.
So you got to be careful with that. But we have all of our measurements in there. And because this doesn't have any juice, we're going to stir it. So we're going to add some ice here. Some pretty good quality ice is helpful because, again, your ice and water is a part of your cocktail. So you kind of want to have as high quality as you can because that's what you're ingesting. You want to make sure, again, it's pretty leveled up on what you expect.
Now it's my favorite part, the pour.
There we go.
Oh, look at that.
Trying to do a dramatic tall pour for you.
Oh, I should get it in frame then.
So like I said, this is a 1.5 measure, and you're still not all the way at the top, but you're not supposed to serve a cocktail all the way to the top.
Yeah, you want a little bit of a lip.
Right? And then you garnish with cherries. So you just put that right on in. And there's a Black Manhattan.
That's beautiful.
Now, of course, Mike tries. Mike is the first to sample all these, but you were going to say something.
I was going to say, it does, like, I don't know how it reads on camera, what you guys are seeing, but it does look very, very similar to just a traditional Manhattan, but it is darker.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you'd have to have a side-by-side to actually get a true comparison.
Right.
And yeah, let's see how it tastes. Yeah, look at that dark beauty right there.
The nice little cherries on there. Oh, I love this. I love this glass, too, by the way. Fantastic.
All right.
It always is.
Yeah.
You guys... Find yourselves a partner who is also a bartender mixologist on the side, because this is fantastic. This is the best way to cook, by the way. A little cocktail or a glass of wine.
And we're watching some Alfred Hitchcock in the background.
Yeah, they got Rear Window on right now.
It's a great night.
We got a whole vibe going on.
Yeah.
Okay, I have to admit, I kind of messed up a little bit. I forgot to set a timer. So as I mentioned, this soup is going to cook over medium heat for 20 minutes. I think it's probably been about 5. So I'm just going to set a 15-minute timer. So just watch, because the recipe tells you to cook the arborio rice until it's like cooked, but not mushy. So, I mean, it's all going to get blended anyway, so. Here is Miss Skylar for those. I don't think you've been on the vlog for lately, baby. You can always hear her. I was just over here checking out our little pumpkin guy, and I totally forgot. This thing is still sitting here. We haven't had any luck with that. And what's funny is that the first time we vlogged this to do the lobster bisque, I interrupted. I was like, hey, just so you know, I have to stop because in 15 minutes, someone's showing up. I was having this like conversation with this person who's interested in buying it. It was like a slam dunk, right? They never showed up. And since then, I've had like 2 other people who've been interested. I give them the information, and then they ghost me. I just never hear from them again. So here it is. We're still trying to get rid of this thing. Okay, so it has been about 20 minutes. It's probably been a little bit over 20 minutes. So I think this soup is ready. I think my rice is cooked without being mushy. It doesn't look great, right? That's because it's all going to come together and become the lobster bisques that we know and love once it's passed through the blender. And I'm going to show you my little trick on how to do that right now. I say little trick because the cookbook tells you to turn off the heat and let it sit for 30 minutes to cool. Now here's the deal. I think Disney says that because they don't want to be liable if your blender explodes. Because if you don't know, if you try to blend hot liquids, it's gonna spell disaster for you, trust me. But I have a little trick that I learned from Tyler Florence on how you can make this work. Okay, so here's the blender, right? Now, what you're gonna wanna do is you're gonna see how the lid has that little piece in the center? Take that out, because you're gonna want to vent your hot soup. This is if you're blending hot liquids, right? And you'll put that on. You'll put your hot liquid in the blender. You'll put the lid on, and so instead of having that little plastic piece there, I use just a dishcloth that's kind of been folded up. Again, I learned this from Tyler Florence, and you just cover it like that, and you just leave a tiny little hole right there so that the steam can escape, but then your soup doesn't splatter out, because sometimes it can splatter, and that's really all you're doing is preventing the splatter from coming out, but you're letting the steam escape, and so, you know, your soup doesn't just like explode all over the place. I'm gonna do this in 2 batches because I don't wanna overfill my blender. So I am just going to ladle some of the hot soup. Now, I'll be honest with you, I'm not doing this immediately. I did let this sit for, I don't know, about 8 minutes or so. But just gonna slowly, carefully ladle in the hot soup into the blender. I'm trying to also feel for the rice. You wanna make sure you really get some of that good rice in there as well. But I'm gonna fill up my blender about halfway. This looks pretty good to me, so I'm gonna take it on over here, and we'll put the top on, make sure it's nice and secure, and then I'm gonna get this ready to go. Of course, I'm gonna start it very, very slow, lowest speed. But you can already see the steam coming out. Is it showing up on camera?
I
Come from this side.
don't think so.
Get it against the black.
Yeah.
A little bit. You can see the steam coming out. All right, so with this first batch done, I've got a clean saucepan here, and I'm just gonna go ahead and pour this in. Oh, look how silky and smooth that is. That's exactly what we want. And now for round 2, I'm just gonna do a few ladles of this into the blender, and then I'm gonna have to do this off camera, and then I'll just pour the remaining into the blender. And also I noticed, even though I tried to prevent this one has the majority of the rice and the onion and our chopped carrot. So this is where the thickening factor is really gonna come into play. This smells so good. So we'll add it to our saucepan. And there we have lobster bisque. Now, again, the recipe had us cool this for 30 minutes, which I didn't do. But if you do that, it says to just reheat the soup in this saucepan for about 10 minutes. But as you can see, it is so beautiful. I love a soup like this. It's just so creamy, so velvety. Oh yeah. The recipe just says to add some salt and some freshly ground white pepper. I don't have freshly ground white pepper, but I do have some white pepper, so I'll add a little bit of that.
Okay, so I have to admit, the recipe doesn't call for you to actually put lobster into the lobster bisque, correct? It's just lobster stock?
No, yeah, correct, yes. Okay. But the recipe says to put the lobster that you have in your soup bowl and then ladle your soup over the lobster.
Okay. So it does call for lobster.
It does, yes.
Okay, cool. So we have our lobster here, too. So
right. So we have that.
We have to either chop that up or we're going to keep some nice hearty bites, maybe.
Right.
I guess this is going to be where your artistry comes into place.
Right. Honestly, I'm probably just going to have the soup itself. I don't need chunks of lobster in mine, but we can definitely do that for you.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, we got like a whole tail
I know.
here. We got claws.
Because I was going to say, otherwise we can just save this and make more lobster rolls.
There is that. Tempted. Let's just do our recipe 4 times.
Right. We're going to revlog this.
Yes.
Now, I have to say, when it comes to me personally, I find that this needs a generous amount of salt and seasoning to get it to where I like it to be. So if you're making this and you're like, oh, it's kind of bland or it's not where I want it to be, just keep seasoning it to your liking. Like I said, I have a pretty high tolerance for salt, so I seasoned it pretty generously with salt, a little sprinkling of that white pepper, and this thing, oh my gosh, it is so delicious. But yes, so if you make this if you try it before seasoning, just take that into account. All right, so Steve is taking Caleb up to bed right now. We switch off every other night. Tonight was his night. And so he's putting him to bed. So tomorrow is Caleb's last day of fall break, and he's kind of disappointed about it. What kid wouldn't be? But so we're trying to kind of ease back into like getting back to like school time, bedtime. Because over the break, we let him stay up, and he loved it. He got to hang out with us for more. But yeah, it's time to start getting back into the swing of the school routine. But I am so excited for this soup because it's so good. And it really does. Well, I'll wait to talk about it till we get it. But Steve made some crostini for us so we can top it. So that'll be fun. I have to admit, I always love going the extra mile for you guys for this vlog. So tonight we're going to be using our Lion's Head soup bowls. These are my fancy French soup bowls I got. And then over here we have the bowls that I got. I got these from like Sur La Table long time ago, really inexpensive. But I got these for our French onion soup night. And when we did our chicken tortilla soup, we just used our simple little soup bowls from like just kind of like our everywhere dining ware. But I feel like it's always fun to like for a different soup, we have a different bowl. And like I said, I have built such a collection from years and years of hosting and doing dinner parties. I mean, it's been a minute since I've hosted a good dinner party, but I used to do that like years and years ago when Steve worked at the office and we invited our coworkers and friends to come over for dinner. But yeah, I've got a nice little stash of soup bowls for this season. Go ahead. Serve this up. I'll make one for the vlog to like, it's gonna be like very full, but honestly, a little of this soup goes a long way. So I'm not gonna fill up.
Yeah.
Because otherwise that's a ton of soup. You guys also, when I ordered this at Yachtsman, I wound up eating almost the whole thing, and I kind of regret it. I mean, it was so delicious. But I then ordered prime rib right after that, and I was like, oh, I think I'm good. This is a very filling, very rich soup.
Okay, so we got 1, 2, ready?
And then we can just put this little crostini right here. Check it out.
Looks delicious.
Right? Well, this looks fantastic. And so I think what we're going to do is we're going to take let's be relaxed. Let's go over to the couch and try it out over there. All right. So we got our little setup here. I'll let Steve take the first bite.
So I'm going to focus on just the soup this first time. Ooh, it looks really hot.
Oh, yeah, it probably is.
It's so good.
Is it as good as the first time we made it?
It is, yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah.
That was the big thing. I was like, watch, this soup's going to like suck.
Something goes wrong, right?
Yeah.
This is very good. No, we're good.
Okay, so first of all, okay, it's fantastic. You have a very low tolerance for heat.
I do.
Noticed,
Yes.
I'm kind of like, oh, it could be a little hotter. But man, it is so good.
Right.
It's just creamy. It's like, the other thing I want to mention also, if you're not like a big seafoodie lover, you might actually want to give this a try.
Yeah.
Because, now, granted, your house is going to smell
We had to get candles.
your house is definitely going to smell like lobster. But I think it's because of with the seasoning, the tomato paste, and then, of course, the heavy cream. It's just so, like, subtle.
Yeah, it's a bisque. Mm-hmm. So that's what's good about it.
It's so good. Like, yeah, it's just... It's not overly, it doesn't have that overly like seafoody, funky taste. Yeah. It's just so nice.
And I'll have to admit, like, I was wondering when you said this has rice in it, I don't remember it having rice in it at the restaurant. So is that just a thickening agent, like a starch?
Yes,
basically?
because then you pass it through the blender and then everything smooths out. So, but oh gosh, it literally takes, I already mentioned this, but it literally tastes just like it did at the restaurant.
There you go.
It's so good.
Now, how does that crostini taste? Because I put
I
put some effort in that.
Yes, you did.
So it's just brioche bread, sliced and buttered and toasted.
Very good.
Yeah, good. It's like a butter explosion, right?
Yes. And you should tell people what you did, because I thought this was actually kind of creative. To get this, he actually just bought brioche hot dog buns and then just sliced them, so you get that nice shape.
It's because our bowls are of a certain size.
Right.
So if we had a bigger bowl, I would have gotten like a true like baguette or something like that. But I wanted that buttery flavor, and the hot dog buns ended up being the perfect slice.
Yeah.
So there we go.
But, man, this soup is so good.
Yeah, I must have like a really low heat tolerance because you're lapping it up over there. And like, it's like, it's a little warm. But yeah, this is just so good. Like, this is another one of those recipes that you've nailed. Mm-hmm. You've nailed it. Like, and again, like, this is like, it's an elegant approach, an elegant soup.
It is, yes.
So, like, it would be perfect for a dinner party if you're having friends over, trying to impress them or what have you.
Right.
Maybe not serving.
Yeah, I would definitely get, I was just talking about Sur La Table. I love Sur La Table because they have so many different little...
ramekins,
yeah.
dishware, porcelain.
So white porcelain, yes, that's what I'm talking about. In a variety of different styles and sizes, and they're really inexpensive. I remember I have tiny little versions of these that I'm pretty sure they were like $1.95 each.
They do a good job with that.
Yeah.
Like, it's a good party hosting store.
Right.
Between that place and... Actually, I think it's Sur La Table is hands down. I was going to mention World Market. Sometimes they have some of those unique things as well.
That one's good too.
But Sur La Table specializes in this. So this is not sponsored in any way whatsoever. Right. Sur La Table.
But what you were saying though is if you want to serve this for a dinner party, just get a little small only need like a few bites of this because a little goes a long way.
Honestly, and if you don't have like those little ramekins, maybe like an espresso cup would be great.
Yeah,
like, that's perfect size for this kind of thing. So again, well done, and third time's a charm, I think.
Hey, this soup was very much a joint effort because you had to do all the lobster, like the shelling of the lobster. Yeah. I just can't touch that stuff.
Yeah. Did we talk about like the antenna and everything?
Yes, we did. But I guess we should say, because obviously, as you guys know now, this is our second attempt at doing it. Steve here is a pro at getting that lobster because you had it done so quickly the second time.
Yeah. Well, I figured out how to do it this time.
Yeah.
And then I think I was on a work call when you were trying to break down the shells, and I came down, and you're like, I can't do it. Like, I got this, okay?
But yes, so another soup in the soup season book, and I think this is the reigning champion so far.
Yeah.
I mean, I think this is phenomenal.
I mean, all of them have been very good, but if we were to stack rank this, it would be this, then it would be French onion, then it would be chicken and enchilada?
The tortilla soup.
Chicken tortilla soup.
Yeah.
I think in that order. they all have their own place. Like you can't really like, well, I guess you can if you're talking about soup season. Like, what soup am I gonna make today?
Right.
I think they all have like their moment. So this is so good.
Well, we hope you enjoyed hanging out with us and watching this video. We had a blast making it. Took us a few weeks, but we eventually got there. If you like this video, go ahead and give us a like. Don't forget to subscribe. And from our magic family to yours, enjoy.